Ineos and Manchester United made a terrible mistake by sacking Ruben Amorim. At least that's what many fans, pundits, experts and club legends believe.
I think Ruben Amorim feels that if he'd been allowed to sign one or two experienced players this month, and once the players who were away at AFCON had come back, then United would have had a very good chance of finishing in the top 5 places.
But are they actually right? To find out, I watched every single match Amorim coached at Manchester United. And I didn't stop there. I also went back and analysed his full body of work at Sporting CP to understand why Premier League clubs like Liverpool and West Ham were desperate to sign him. In this video, we'll break down his beginnings as a manager, dive deep into his tactical system, the very thing that became either his biggest sin or the one idea Ineos and the United hierarchy never truly understood, and exposed the contradictions, chaos, and internal failures that surrounded his dismissal. 14 months, one vision, and a decision that may haunt Manchester United.
It's over between Manchester United and their head coach Ruben Amorim. Breaking news from the morning: the relationship between Ruben Amorim and Manchester United was already deteriorated.
Because Ruben Amorim will be remembered as the worst Manchester United manager of the Premier League era. 38% win rate, the worst success percentage at the club since 1971. Only 28 points collected in his first 29 Premier League matches in charge. 1.43 per game, the lowest average since 1972. Suffered Manchester United's first ever defeat against a 4th division side versus Grimsby Town in the EFL Cup. Under his leadership, Manchester United went 8 consecutive matches without a win for the first time in their history, recorded the club's worst ever Premier League finish, 16th in the 2024/25 season, oversaw the lowest scoring league season in club history, just 42 goals in 2024/25. Amorim arrived to erase the disastrous spell of Erik ten Hag, but ended up doing even worse. To fully understand this story, we need to go back in time. Ruben Amorim is one of those managers with a genuinely unique story behind him. Developed in the academy of Benfica, he somehow ended up idolised by the fans of their biggest city rivals.
Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. But today, guys, we have to open the day with a breaking news. It's over between Manchester United and their...
As a player, Amorim was part of a very strong Benfica side. Winning 3 league titles in Lisbon. He was good enough to represent Portugal national team at the 2010 World Cup, but he was never remembered as a superstar. Instead, he was known as a tireless worker, capable of playing both in midfield and at right back. A true team player, the glue. A serious injury forced him into early retirement at just 32, and that moment opened the door to management. His first coaching experience came at Casa Pia, then in the 3rd division. That chapter ended abruptly when he was forced to resign after the club faced sanctions for lacking the proper licence. From there, Amorim made a key decision. He rejected a role with Benfica's B team and chose Braga, where he would have real control. The impact was immediate. In just a few months, he lifted Braga from 8th to 3rd place, went unbeaten in the league and won the Taça da Liga. That was enough to convince Sporting. They moved fast, paid an 8-figure release clause, and made Amorim one of the most expensive coaches in football history. He repaid them instantly. In his first full season, Sporting won their first league title in 19 years. Order replaced chaos. Amorim suffered just 1 league defeat all season and ended the dominance of Porto and Benfica. After a runner-up finish and European disappointment, Amorim rebuilt again. He delivered a 2nd league title, securing Sporting's 20th championship with a comfortable margin. His team dominated domestically, adding 2 Taça da Liga trophies. And a Portuguese Super Cup along the way. Just as importantly, Amorim proved he could create stars. Under his guidance, players like Manuel Ugarte, João Palhinha, Pedro Porro, and Victor Gyökeres became elite European talents, and that is exactly why Manchester United, a giant trapped in its own misery, saw Amorim as the answer just as Sporting once did. Since Sir Alex Ferguson left in 2013, United had gone through 9 managers, and every single one of them met the same fate: failure. Ruben Amorim arrived with one tactical flag planted firmly in the ground: and he made one thing very clear from day one. He would not change it.
There are a lot of things that you have no idea what happened during these months, but I accept that. But I'm not going to change. When I want to change my philosophy, I will change. If not, you have to change the man.
The system would always be the same. It is the foundation of everything he does. It's difficult because he always plays with that back five, explained Seabra. Others describe it as a 3-4-3 in possession. When they defend, it becomes a 5-2-3, added Campelos. At Sporting, Amorim loved using technical players in attack. His two wide forwards, Marcus Edwards and Pedro Gonçalves, thrived in that structure. Edwards, in particular, produced some of the best football of his career under Amorim. But the biggest surprise of all was the striker who had previously played in England, Victor Gyökeres. Strong, fast, relentless and devastating in transition, Gyökeres became one of the most feared forwards in Europe. That structure delivered statement results. Sporting knocked out Arsenal in the Europa League and completely dismantled Manchester City under Pep Guardiola in the Champions League. From the moment Amorim took charge at Sporting, the numbers told a brutal story. His team averaged 2.38 points per game across 136 matches. In the 136 league games before his arrival, Sporting averaged just 2.13, lagging behind Benfica on 2.51 and Porto on 2.42 over the same period. Amorim didn't just improve a team, he changed a reality. He reshaped an institution. And that is why on the 1st of November 2024, Manchester United presented Ruben Amorim as their new head coach.
I'm really excited and I'm quite relaxed, I think I am where I'm supposed to be.
Manchester United paid £9.25 million to appoint Ruben Amorim. What followed was brutal. United suffered their worst Premier League next season in modern history, finishing 15th with just 42 points, their lowest top-flight tally since relegation in 1973-74. They were knocked out of the FA Cup in the 5th round by Fulham.
The stutter.
Eliminated from the Carabao Cup at the quarter-final stage after losing to Tottenham Hotspur. And reached the UEFA Europa League final, only to lose again to Spurs in Bilbao. That defeat confirmed United's first trophyless season since 2021 to 2022 and left them without European football for the first time since 2014. Despite the collapse, United spent over £200 million in the summer of 2025. Benjamin Šeško, Brian Mbeumo and Matheus Cunha all arrived for fees above £60 million, while goalkeeper Senna Lammens joined from Royal Antwerp for £18.2 million on deadline day.
Brenda pass through, what a brilliant ball that is to Isak. Isak's efforts.
Even with that investment, United endured their worst start to a league campaign since 1992-93, collecting just 7 points from their first Premier League matches. After a humiliating Carabao Cup exit to League Two side Grimsby Town in August, Amorim publicly questioned his own future, saying something has to change and that his players had clearly shown what they want. Days later, he added the now infamous line, "Sometimes I hate my players, sometimes I love them." At that point, the very qualities that made Amorim one of Portugal's most admired coaches began to work against him. His consistency, once seen as a strength, started to look like stubbornness. His unwavering commitment to a 3-4-3 system frustrated sections of the fanbase and reportedly caused friction with the United hierarchy. Players looked uncertain about their roles in different phases of the game, and individual mistakes piled up in a squad already low on confidence after the end of Erik ten Hag's reign. Still, Amorim refused to deviate. He stuck rigidly to Plan A, convinced that short-term suffering, a word he himself used in September, would eventually lead to long-term success. United had won only 2 of their last 6 league games, beating Newcastle United and Wolverhampton Wanderers away in December. Overall, the club held a 40% win rate in the Premier League, winning 8 of their first 20 matches. Across 63 games under Ruben Amorim, United won 24, drew 18, and lost 21, giving the Portuguese coach the worst win ratio, 31.9% of any permanent Manchester United manager. His 1.23 points per game in the Premier League is also the lowest of any United boss since Sir Alex Ferguson left in 2013. Defensively, the numbers were just as alarming.
For Aronson to chase, and he's got there! Aronson's in!
Amorim oversaw the worst goals conceded per game, average 1.53, and the lowest clean sheet percentage with 15% of any Manchester United manager in league history. Since his appointment, only 3 ever-present Premier League sides collected fewer points than United's 58. Tottenham Hotspur with 46, West Ham United with 45, and Wolverhampton Wanderers with 39. So the question is obvious. Do these numbers really mean Amorim is a bad coach? The answer is a clear no, because football heritage exists, and Jose Mourinho already warned everyone what Manchester United really are.
And they were second twice. That's heritage. Do you know what is also heritage? Is that Otamendi, Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Silva, Sterling, Aguero, they are investments from the past. Not from the last 2 years, from the past.
The poor results go far beyond one manager. Since the glorious era of Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United have slowly collapsed under bad boardroom decisions, poor recruitment, and financial mistakes. Take a look at this. Sir Alex Ferguson retired in 2013 after 26 years in charge of Manchester United.
And it's Cristiano Ronaldo again!
He managed 1,503 matches, winning 897 and drawing 338. With a 59.7% win rate, the highest of any permanent United manager. In the Premier League alone, his win rate rose to 65.2%, averaging 2.16 points per game. Under Ferguson, United won 13 league titles,
Van Persie!
2 Champions Leagues, 5 FA Cups, and 4 League Cups.
By Rooney, back in Mkhitaryan, Ibrahim!
After Ferguson, David Moyes was handed the keys. His reign lasted just 10 months.
That's through towards Routledge, really good chance!
He won 27 of 51 games, 52.9%, lifted the 2013 Community Shield in his first match,
Everett. Van Persie!
but was sacked with United sitting 7th. It was the club's first managerial dismissal since 1986.
Yeah, you have to, once you're into the job, 9 months, 3/4 of the season, whatever it is, you have to stand by him. Okay, he's made a couple of signings that they haven't quite worked out yet as he would have liked. And in the summer, he's going to need backing. There's no doubt about that. Was he backed as well as he could have been last summer? I'm not too sure, but this summer he has to be backed, and I think he knows he needs players.
Where do United go from here, Grant?
Then came Louis van Gaal. Over 2 years, he won 54 matches with a 52.4% win rate. In the league, he averaged 1.79 points per game, finishing 4th and 5th, and won the FA Cup.
10 men are striving for a breakthrough.
But was still dismissed days after lifting the trophy. Next was Jose Mourinho. From 2016 to 2018, he delivered United's best numbers since Ferguson. A 58.3% win rate overall, 53.8% in the league, and 1.89 points per game.
Still going. Herrera's shot deflected it!
He won the Europa League
As the ball goes in towards Smalling, it's headed down.
and Community Shield,
Still going here, he's gone all the way!
finished 2nd in the league in 2017-2018.
Oh, great move. And then that...
Yet was sacked in his 3rd season after a poor run. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer followed. He won 91 of 168 matches, 54.2%, finished 2nd in the league in 2020-21,
Ball in. Where could that drop?
and reached a Europa League final, but never won a trophy. A run of 1 win in 7 league games ended his spell in 2021. Then came Erik ten Hag. He won 70 of 128 games with a 51.8% league win rate, guided United to 3rd place,
Ballistri, Rashford!
won the Carabao Cup in 2023,
Over it. Shaw's ball in, the header!
reached an FA Cup final, then beat Manchester City to win the FA Cup the following season.
Back now, Fernandes, Manu, 2-0!
Despite that, he was sacked after a poor start to 2024-2025, finishing with 1.72 points per game. The pattern is clear. Managers change, styles change, players change, but the outcome stays the same. This is not an Amorim problem. This is a Manchester United problem that has existed ever since Sir Alex Ferguson walked away. It was important to explain all of that because one thing must be absolutely clear. It does not matter who the next manager is. If the internal problems at Manchester United do not change, there is nothing any coach can do to truly fix this club. That said, Ruben Amorim did show flashes of improvement and moments of real quality this season. There was the tactical masterclass against Liverpool at Anfield, ending a 10-year drought. There were strong wins over Chelsea and Brighton and Hove Albion. He also managed difficult results against Newcastle United and Crystal Palace. Matches that United used to lose turned into draws against Bournemouth, Tottenham Hotspur, and Nottingham Forest. Step by step, the team looked like it was moving in a more positive direction. But this is Manchester United, and that was not enough. Now, it is also important to say this clearly. Amorim made serious mistakes. In many ways, he dug his own grave. His stubbornness ultimately cost him the job. Sources inside United say Amorim was dismissed because the club did not see enough signs of evolution or progress under his leadership. And context matters. In the 2 months after his arrival, United signed Patrick Dorg to strengthen the fullback position. More importantly, Amorim was given full freedom to drop Marcus Rashford from the squad and eventually push him out of the club. That decision has aged terribly, with Rashford rebuilding his career at Aston Villa then FC Barcelona and even returning to the England national team. As mentioned before, United also spent over £200 million on new signings, including players already proven at Premier League level. That made United the 5th biggest spender in the league and the 3rd highest in net spend, behind only Arsenal and Liverpool. Club sources highlighted this after Amorim's dismissal, along with the fact that he fully supported the strategy of signing 3 attackers instead of a midfielder last summer.
Why not? Because he's not good enough. He's not good enough to be Manchester United's manager. He's barely competent enough to be a Premier League manager right now.
With a stronger attack and no European football, United had more training time and less physical fatigue. The conditions were there. After Amorim was sacked, United sources rushed to insist there were no power struggles or ultimatums and that he still had internal backing. But it was clear there was tension between Amorim and sporting director Jason Wilcox, who reportedly encouraged him to move away from his rigid 3-4-2-1 system. Amorim refused. That strict loyalty to his favourite system became his Achilles heel. His rigidity limited the team on the pitch and eventually led to conflict with the club hierarchy, exactly what many feared from the start. Honestly, it is almost a miracle that United are still close to the Champions League places. They have won just 3 of their last 11 league matches. In that run, they faced only one top 5 side, Aston Villa, and lost. They played 5 teams from the bottom 6 and failed to beat any of them, including a historically awful Wolverhampton Wanderers side
To the box, headed up in the air by Xerxes, headed goalwards, and that's going to be 1-1.
and a struggling West Ham United.
Off the line, put back in. West Ham.
At Old Trafford, things were even worse. Just 6 points from 5 home matches, a loss to a 10-man Everton, then draws against Wolves, West Ham and Bournemouth. Results were the most obvious problem. Amorim simply did not win enough games, but beyond that, his leadership showed cracks elsewhere. He showed little respect for the academy. Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho were pushed aside, Kobbie Mainoo barely played,
No, because he's fighting for the position now with.
and his comments about youngsters like Chido Obi and Harry Amas alienated fans at a club that prides itself on youth.
Chido fought
all the game, but you can feel it that he's really naive sometimes in the way he puts his body. He's going to understand what is the feeling of playing in this kind of games. This is the best way.
And finally, Amorim lost the dressing room. His public comments were brutal and unnecessary.
I think that the team and the players spoke really loud today. So that's it. And we lost. The best team won.
Over 14 months, he criticised individuals and the group far too often, damaging morale and trust. That was avoidable, and it proved fatal. Now United enter yet another restructuring phase. Names like Xavi Hernandez, Gareth Southgate and Oliver Glasner are being mentioned. Will any of them be able to fix Manchester United's deep-rooted problems? Only time will tell.